Today I'm breaking down 10 surprising symptoms of perimenopause that most women are not warned about, so you can stop feeling like you're losing your mind and start understanding what's really going on. Hey there, I'm Christy Carlson, a nutritional therapy practitioner who helps women in their late 30s and 40s feel better through real food and root cause strategies. If you're ready for hormone support that actually makes sense, hit like and subscribe because I'm all about helping you feel like you again. All right, let's get into it. First one, waking up at 3 a.m. wide awake. If you're finding yourself waking up in the middle of the night like clockwork, you are not alone. This is one of the most common and most frustrating symptoms I hear about, and I personally have had to deal with. It's often tied to a dip in blood sugar, which can cause a spike in cortisol, and this can start happening more often in perimenopause because shifting hormones can affect metabolic function. Another reason is a decline in progesterone, also known as that calming hormone, which is common to start dipping in early perimenopause before you start seeing that steady decline in estrogen. This is one of my first big signs that things were shifting, and I had no idea it had anything to do with hormones. Quick tip, aim to eat around the same quantity of protein and carbs for dinner and try to avoid sugary or more carb-heavy snacks at night. Now, this is also a nuanced conversation since carbs can also be beneficial at night for some people, but it's a good place to start. The next one is sudden anxiety or irritability. Are you feeling anxious or irritable out of nowhere, especially if that's not usually your vibe? That could be progesterone dropping. Progesterone has a stabilizing effect on the brain, and when it declines in early perimenopause, you can feel more edgy and anxious or emotionally reactive than ever. You're not crazy. You're not too sensitive. Your nervous system is being affected by shifting hormones. So supporting progesterone by eating enough, not skipping meals, and eating more vitamin C rich foods in your luteal phase, which means after ovulation, before menstruation, is one of the few ways to help support progesterone production naturally. The next one is a sudden alcohol or caffeine intolerance. That glass of wine or afternoon coffee might suddenly feel like a very bad idea. As estrogen shifts, it impacts how your liver processes substances, and that means alcohol and caffeine can hit harder or linger longer. You might feel wired or dizzy, more anxious, or have middle of the night wake-ups after just one glass of wine, when before that didn't affect you as much. This one was another really big one for me. Suddenly it seemed like my tolerance of alcohol tanked, affecting my sleep big time. And this is a common shift for women in this time, and it's a helpful clue that your detox and hormone systems might be asking for some support. The next one is tinnitus, which is ringing in the ears. Yes, even your ears are affected. That ringing, buzzing, or humming sound is called tinnitus, and it's surprisingly common in perimenopause. Estrogen plays a role in circulation and nerve signaling, and so those changes in hormone levels can impact how sound is processed in the brain. It's annoying. Yes, it's also hormonal related for many women. The next one is heart palpitations. Your heart randomly fluttering, skipping, or racing can feel super scary, but it's often tied to hormonal shifts, not necessarily a heart condition. As estrogen and progesterone change, they can impact how your body regulates adrenaline, cortisol, and even your heartbeat. Of course, it's always worth checking out with your doctor, but for many women, these palpitations are related to stress and hormone changes, especially at night. And so some women have gone into their doctor, had many tests, everything's normal, and they feel crazy. But it could just be the hormones. The next one is burning mouth or tongue. Ever feel like your mouth is tingling or slightly burnt, like you had too hot of coffee, but you didn't? This is called burning mouth syndrome, and it can be triggered by nerve sensitivity and less lubricated tissues due to estrogen decline. It's strange and it's uncomfortable, but very real and more common than you'd think. The next one is electric shock sensations or a tingling. So little zaps, prickles, or buzzing feelings in your hands, feet, or limbs could very much be hormonal impacts on the nervous system, especially if you're also dealing with blood sugar swings or B vitamin deficiencies. These sensations can feel random, but they're often connected to cortisol, estrogen, and nutrient imbalances. The next is itchy ears, scalp, or legs. This is one of those symptoms women almost never mention until they hear someone else say it. Itchiness can show up anywhere, especially in thin, dry areas like your scalp or your ears. This also means more dandruff. Yay. Estrogen helps maintain skin barrier function and hydration. As it drops, skin becomes drier, more sensitive, and more prone to irritation, even if you're using the same products as you always have been. The next is new food sensitivities or bloating. Ugh. If you feel like your digestion has turned on you or foods you used to love now leave you bloated or uncomfortable, it may be related to perimenopause. Estrogen and progesterone both influence gut motility, enzyme production. Enzymes help break down food, and immune responses. So when those hormones fluctuate, digestion can go haywire. If you're suddenly sensitive to dairy, gluten, or even veggies like broccoli, yep, perimenopause could be behind it. But that doesn't mean you have to live with it. You could try an elimination diet for a bit to rule out foods. But if you're still confused, partnering with a practitioner like myself to run a stool test could be helpful. The next is dry eyes or blurry vision. See a trend here? This dryness? Your eyes can dry out just like your skin does, and that's thanks to declining estrogen as well. You might notice your eyes feel gritty, tired, or more easily irritated by light or wind. Less estrogen equals less tear production equals dry, uncomfortable eyes. It's not just aging, it could be hormonal. So, how many of these symptoms have you noticed and thought, wait, is this normal? Perimenopause affects more than just your period. It's a full body transition. And you're not broken, you're just changing. So instead of playing whack-a-mole with each of these symptoms, supporting the foundations of hormone imbalance like blood sugar, stress management, sleep, hydration, inflammation, and gut health can be incredibly helpful for this transition. This is something I work on in my practice, but you could partner with other perimenopause-focused functional practitioners as well to help you get personalized help. And if this video helped you feel seen, give it a like and subscribe and share it with a friend who's wondering what the heck is going on with her body. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these symptoms surprised you the most, or which ones are you currently battling? Let's normalize this stuff and support each other. Thanks for watching.